That was a great ride.
Where's this video? I want to see it now. I want to see that Cheeto dick.
Yeah, if you have it, just send it my way.
I wasn't even plugged in yet.
I want to see that Cheeto dick.
Fuck it, just keep going. Never mind.
Fuck it, we're doing it live.
Fuck it.
Um,
That Cheeto dick. You think that's what Melania says to Trump? Donald, let me see that Cheeto dick.
Do you think they read like all the all the shit people are
Slip it out
talking
for
about?
me.
This?
What?
Do you think they read all the like shit people are talking about?
They're gonna be
I
listening.
doubt
to
they
this.
have the
President.
time.
They're gonna be listening to this.
I hope we get
He's
sponsored.
gonna nuke me because I called his dick a Cheeto dick.
He's gonna nuke just you.
Just you.
Just me.
Bye, Daniel.
Yeah, he's gonna kill just me.
Oh.
Hi.
Hey guys. What's
Welcome
up,
back.
guys? Welcome back to that part of this conversation.
We can cut that out,
That's
right?
like it's weird.
Yeah, we can cut this out. This
okay,
isn't
yeah.
live.
Okay, yeah, no.
No, it's not live.
Hell
Well,
yeah,
good.
bro.
So how is everybody doing today on a completely different day than the last podcast we recorded? How is everybody?
Today is a refreshing day.
It is now.
It's cold.
2:00 in the afternoon.
1400
a whole day.
1400.
14
We must be
Hours.
like the smartest
Military.
people.
Yeah.
Oh, I was talking the year, not the
Wait.
time.
Do you do 24-hour on
Yeah.
your phone?
On my phone, it's in 24
I
hours.
feel like you're up here. You're real smart if you do that.
Yeah, Dominique is very smart.
We're dumb.
What do you mean? You just count up to 23 and then it hits 0 again.
But what is 0?
Midnight.
I'm just stupid.
0 0
Nah.
0
I
0.
can't. No, I'm dumb.
Man. But
No.
The
but
day restarts.
The day restarts.
the day restart.
2-0.
It's just Groundhog Day over and
Over
over
Yeah, that
again.
movie's
again.
the shit. I love that movie.
Dude, that to be honest, that's what I feel like my entire past what has it been 6 months? That's what it feels like. Sometimes I just feel like the days just go on.
Yeah, because you get
and
locked,
on.
up in a row in a house.
Especially
on.
with this quarantine.
Dude, we're just I feel like literally I'm just repeating the same things every single day.
Hey Maria, did you change the light bulb in the kitchen? Chandler, you've asked me the same question every goddamn day for a month.
Dude.
Stop.
Oh,
Change it your damn
Jesus.
self.
Change it yourself.
Change it now.
Ooh. She must wear the pants, huh?
She does.
Yeah.
Get in that bedroom.
So
Her voice gets deep and
Get
shit.
in there.
Get in the bedroom.
get in there. Let's talk about some music. Anybody got anything they want to share?
I made a song the other day.
Let's hear about it.
Let's hear it.
It really sucks.
Is it-
Oh my goodness.
I want to talk about 2 bands today, or just right now.
Today,
Today, at some point,
not tomorrow.
not yesterday,
Tomorrow?
Thursday, next week. I want to talk about it next year.
Carry the one. Oh, okay. I got you.
Yeah, good. All right, good.
I got you. We're good.
All right, we're
So-
all today.
So there's a band called Sincere Engineer, and they only have a couple singles out, but they just got
They have an
signed.
album, don't they?
I don't think so, because
I'm positive they do because I looked at it last night.
Oh, maybe they do. I don't really.
Someone did their
remember.
research, Chandler.
Clearly.
No, I listened to their newest single. I think it's called "Trust Me." It's
Mhm.
real good.
Hell yeah.
I really like it.
So I recorded that song, or screenshotted it, and I put it on Instagram, and they liked it.
Did they?
Yeah,
They
dude.
actually.
That's
whoa.
the shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna show
You
you.
should. We should record some of this and at them on Instagram.
Bro.
Like, yo, we're talking about you on our podcast.
Dude, that shit
Give us
was.
some free music.
Whenever they did that, I lost my fucking shit. I couldn't believe it. Look,
That's
here
the-
it is. So I had made it, and then they liked it.
Oh, you took a screenshot. Of it.
Oh, that is so cute.
That's sick, bro.
Yeah. I was like,
Hey,
holy crap. And
wow.
they literally liked it within a couple minutes of me
Posting
tagging them. Yeah.
You know what's funny is there's not a lot of new music that like he'll show me or Dom will show me that I'm like, this is really good, because I'm normally pretty judgmental about what I like.
Metalheads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's actually really good. Like the chick's voice is fucking killer.
So I think if I remember this correctly, she is from Chicago,
Fuck
and
yeah.
and I'll read you what it is. Hold on. It says, punky Chicago-based singer songwriter Deanna Bellows, sincere engineer, spirited blend of fiery pop punk pop, emo, and folk involves names like Lawrence Arms, Direct Hit, Real Friends, Hop Along, and some other band I can't pronounce. Sorry. And then it says in 2016 she was on the folk punk scene for a while, kind of underground. And
Folk
then
punk.
Yeah,
Huh.
that's a thing apparently. And then in
Never heard of
2016,
that. That's
she was picked up by influential Chicago punk label Red Scare and headed into the studio with producer Matt Jordan, who's produced bands like You Blew It and Singles Midwest and a full band. So I think it's just one person,
Oh, and that band's just
and then
kinda,
the band is like the back for her,
right,
which is kind of interesting because we just talked about that on the last podcast
the other day.
right.
the other day.
The other
Yeah.
day,
clearly
clearly.
about that.
Although I'm wearing the same shirt.
Me too.
Just I forgot to do laundry.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we don't record video for this, so why would you tell
Shut the
people
fuck
that?
up, Chandler.
But I think she's recorded to, yeah, I want to say she's signed to Hopeless Records.
Yeah, she is. I saw the
Hopeless
little
Family.
signature at the bottom of the album.
I would love to be signed by them, bro. That would be amazing.
Being signed, period, would be nice.
In general.
Although, but that's the one thing I don't understand about today. Like, I was thinking about this last night. Like, back in like the 80s of like Motley Crue. Okay, that's what you had to do to
make
get
it?
to. Well, not necessarily to make it, but to get like tour support, to get like a record, to produce a record the right way, and to make a record the right way, and to do all that. You had to get signed, and then they would just get some of your records. They would get a percentage of your record sales. But now, we
Everything
don't sell
is-
records.
Yeah, because
Everything's online.
Yeah.
So they have to take a part of your merch, and they have to take a part of your touring. So it's way different. So
now
sometimes, so
you
the
get
art.
less money, right?
Well, I don't know if you get less money, but well, I guess you're right. Yeah. But then now people are just deciding, well, should they just be independent? But I don't know.
I mean, I've read a lot
Yeah.
about independent artists and how they just don't
Put
want to
the
be
mic
signed.
closer to your face.
They just don't want to be signed. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. Are any of you familiar with the band Blue October?
Yes.
I've heard of them.
I really love them. They're from Houston, and I really love all of their albums. They used to be on, I forget the record label name, but they used to be on a label. Now they're just completely independent. They make their own shit. They make their own merch, records, everything.
It must be nice to not have to pay a label because, I mean, you see it all the time where bands, they'll like get signed to a label and then years later they'll be like, oh yeah, we had to leave because they basically took all our money. We signed really bad deals.
But it seems way more complicated to do everything yourself under your own label. Like,
but
it's
I've
just-
heard some bad label stories that just
Well, I think there was
Make
an
it seem
artist.
not
I think
We
don't
there's-
really
I
need
think
a
there's
label
just as
anymore.
many good ones,
As
but
there
you
are
just
bad
don't hear
ones.
about them.
Yeah. But I think that even if, and here's the thing, I think that even if you go to a label and they're amazing and they're super nice people, like the idea of being able to 100% own all of your royalties, not have to pay anyone higher above you other than the people that work for just you, it goes a long way. You know, I think it's nice to have that.
Another thing I don't understand is like streaming services like Spotify, which I use. I use it. The artists don't get paid shit.
Yeah.
They don't make anything from,
I
and they
didn't know
might
that.
get like Kanye West. How many listeners does he have monthly? It's
A lot.
gotta be
a lot.
millions.
I'll tell you. No.
Yeah, look it
Yeah,
up. But I'm saying like they don't get paid shit for that.
Nope.
But the person who owns Spotify is like a billionaire.
Yup.
I had no idea about that.
Yeah, they don't get paid shit.
So I guess people just put their music on Spotify for exposure. Or?
30
Well, I think it's
Yeah.
because it's under the label does it for them. And I guess the label pays them.
32,730 monthly listeners.
Say that one more time.
33,062,730 monthly
You know
listeners.
how many 33 million is?
That's a lot.
That's a lot of fucking people.
Yeah, but like you got to think that's only like a couple of cents per view or whatever.
That's what I'm saying. They don't get paid shit for 33 million.
They get
Think
paid.
if Kanye didn't have shoes, fucking everything else. If he just was living off his music, how much?
That's
he'd
why-
be living like
Well, that's
poor.
0.006 or 0.0084 per play.
Yeah. But that's why you and I think it has to be you have to have listened to it for a certain amount of time before you get paid for that view.
And even after that, they can sometimes like split that with the record label.
Yeah.
Don't do this.
The record label.
There you go.
So I think that but I think that's why it's important for artists to understand like look, you probably need to understand that your main source of income is not going to be your music.
Well, I think
You're
it's one of
gonna
those
have
things
to
where
do
you have
other
to-
things.
once you get like a certain amount of money from wherever you get it from, you have to bury it somewhere else and let it grow somewhere else to make more income.
But do you think that bands can survive solely
No.
just on music? Because I don't think
Hell
that.
no.
I don't think so.
No.
I think
now,
I think
no.
that's why you've seen or I've seen a couple of artists like okay, think his name is Aaron Carter from
I remember him.
what is the name of his band? Attila. Is his name Aaron Carter?
It's not Eric Carter. You're thinking of somebody else.
I am
Yeah.
thinking of somebody else.
Aaron Carter
Oh,
was a
yeah.
pop star in the early 2000s.
Franz from Attila.
Uh-huh.
He was talking about it the other day. I was watching a video on him, and he was saying that he was like, no, like I don't make shit from my music mostly, and his most of his money comes from his merch that he sells. He also does some other side projects, and then recently he just got into OnlyFans. But
Okay.
I was reading a
But-
book called Rockonomics, I believe, and they were
That's a
saying that
Awesome title.
Yeah.
most artists they get their money from live shows rather than
Touring,
album sales.
merch.
touring and merch is your biggest money,
And that's where the
makers.
labels they used to take it from your record sales because you would sell like what? How many records do you have to sell to get gold or go platinum?
I don't know a lot.
Let's say 1 million, okay? 1 million. They would take a portion of that.
Right.
Yeah.
Now people don't sell records; it's all online. So, what are you getting, or what do they have to split? Your touring and your merch.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
But that's why I think it's important for new artists to come in and understand you're going to have to do different things to diversify your income because otherwise you're
Isn't that fucked up
Yeah.
though?
I mean,
Like
yeah.
take just Kanye West because I know he's huge and he's got 33 fucking million listeners monthly.
Mm-hmm.
Like let's say that he didn't have his shoes and he didn't have any other source of income. Like that gotta be fucked.
Yeah.
Like I mean that to me is just not fair. Like I think
Well,
the music
And
industry
he's
is
a huge artist. Think about
Yeah, I know.
bands that we like that are not as at the caliber as he is.
Who was I gonna say? I was gonna say, you know, I don't know his name, but the lead singer of the Bad Wolves who did a cover of the Cranberries' Zombie. You ever hear it on the radio?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, well, there's a band called the Bad Wolves, and they're pretty good. They're like a, I don't really listen to them a lot, but they're like a metal band, I'd call them maybe. But he said at the time they released that cover from the Cranberries, he was like homeless.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
makes sense.
He said he was homeless, and I was like, you have a single that's on the radio every time I get in my car, and you're homeless.
That is
Fuck.
wild.
Because they make no money. That's why a lot of people go independent. But it's hard to be an independent artist. But
Especially
some
if
people can
you're
do it well,
a
though.
scary
because
artist.
you're fighting a giant corporation versus yourself. And some people can do it, but it's a very hard and long
So what would you
struggle.
rather do?
I think the idea that we're like, I don't want to assume that just every label record is bad, but I think that you have to play the game. You know, I think at the end of the day, it's a matter of your morality and versus what you want. So I think you have to understand, like, look, we're gonna make this music, and we're gonna promote our own selves. We're gonna get out there. But at some point, we might need financial, monetary help or somebody to back us up. So we're gonna get to this label. We're gonna try to do what we can, and then at some point, just hope to God we get the fuck out.
I've listened to James Hetfield from Metallica talk about like some of like their financial shit, and he said that for a long time they didn't have the rights to their music at
Nope.
all. None of them.
Holy
Like their first like
There are still artists that are huge today that still don't have the rights to their music.
so what he was talking about is they got it back, but I think I could be wrong, but they were or at least they were on a label and like just a regular label, but they like made their own records. They kept they kept the majority of their like merch, and I think they had all their royalties.
Yeah, it's sad. And
It
like
is sad.
And the thing is that there's a lot of record labels, they won't even sign you until you've hit a certain point.
That doesn't make any sense to
And
me.
then it's like, well, if that's the case, then you might as well
Just
just
be
do it.
independent.
Going on yourself.
Just do it yourself. You've already done it on
You've
your
already
own.
got this far.
That's the
why it doesn't-
hardest part.
that's
is
why it doesn't
getting
make
up
sense to me.
there.
I think
Because they want you to get to like, let's say 10,000 followers on Instagram. Okay. Well, if I'm already at 10,000 followers,
I can keep going by myself.
I can just keep doing this by myself. So why
Mhm.
wouldn't they pick you up young? I know it's the, you put in what do you want to get out of it.
Yeah.
Is the risk reward high, but I don't
mean,
know.
It's a I don't
It's
know.
a fucked up system though.
But I guess it's just something that every person that wants to do this as a career is going to have to
Go
like
through
figure
it.
out.
That's why like when you saw like the whole Napster stuff happened in the early 2000s, like Lars from Metallica was trying to fight it hard because people were downloading their music for free. And making music isn't cheap. Trust
No,
me,
it is not.
I tried to look at some gear that I would be interested in getting. It's expensive, especially with a band like us or like what was it? Sincere Engineer. It might be, even for them, like they got some shit and they're signed. It
Yeah.
still might be financially hard for them to get all their shit. if a label came to us and wanted to sign us, would you be inclined to do it? Just as a label, just saying we want to sign you.
If I did my research on it,
Read your contracts.
That too. Get a lawyer.
Something.
Yeah, I would probably
big
read
nose
into
lawyer.
it.
A big nose lawyer.
I'm not gonna say
what
it.
I think of now. I want to say that my first answer would be no, only because I wouldn't be quite sure, their intentions and the process and all that, and I wouldn't want to get into the complications that could come with being signed to a label. But if I felt like it would help us more than it would hurt us, because I know there's still a lot of give and take with it, I would say yes.
It depends.
What do you think?
So I have
you
to
mean
weigh the
right now?
options.
Like right now, or like later on.
Once
let's
we
say-
develop
let's
a
say-
following.
Yeah.
Give me like a number.
Like,
All right,
not a
let's say-
huge label.
Let's say we've hit at least 2,000 monthly listeners.
That would be great.
2,000 per month.
Yeah, consistent.
I would probably go with the label just because they would help us financially.
Mm-hmm.
And 2,000, that's still like what 0.006 cents per listener.
My thing is I think
There's
what
four of us.
labels do now is I think I'm like, granted, I don't know, but from my understanding, I think they give you more tour support, and they find other acts that can bring a crowd that you can support, or they will support you.
Well, that sounds good. Like,
Yeah,
I feel
that
like,
sounds helpful.
because don't some
Otherwise,
bands,
you have to do it by yourself.
I think I've heard of like some bands, like when they were first starting out, or they weren't like huge. When they were getting signed to a label, they didn't get signed to a huge, like, major label, but like
No.
the
Smaller
smaller
label.
ones.
Yeah, and usually those smaller ones are the ones that dick you over.
Oh, see, I wouldn't know.
Because
I used to think it was the big ones.
I think it
That's
goes
what I would
both ways.
assume.
I think so too. I mean, I think the thing is at the end of the day, I think you have to understand you're a musician and you're trying to spread your art to everyone, but you're dealing with people that are business people and don't necessarily are not in the same mindset as you of like, well, I just want to make music.
Right. They're
Yeah,
business
they're there for the
people,
bucks.
like you said.
They're
Which
all-
I'm not against.
They're
but
not
at the
really
same
caring
time, I
about the
don't-
art.
People got to get paid, and I think that's
Yeah.
why it goes back to what I said is that I think you just have to play the game. You just got to figure out what works for you, do what you can, spread your music, and like at the end of the day, if you focus on that, like at the end of the day, I'm doing this for the people I care about. I want to spread my music. Everything else, you'll figure it out. You just got to work towards it. What?
She
I'm messing
just-
with Daniel.
just tapped my foot on the ground. I was like, little rapey.
They're playing
little rapey.
footsies.
I want to
Rapey.
I want to talk about this other
I am
band.
not single, man.
So this band is called Meet Me at the Altar. They
I think I've
are
heard of them.
they are a 3-piece pop punk band, and it's 3 girls. It is
Can we do a 3-piece again?
it is.
Who's, we're
right,
getting
who's
rid of
leaving?
you.
It
No,
is
no,
Yeah,
we're
why-
all
who-
going to be
who's-
in the band, but it'll be a 3-piece.
it is
So-
Edith Johnson.
We're just
is
gonna
the
have to
guitarist.
use and be
Chords,
one
and
Dominique.
you just string them around.
Yeah.
Edith Johnson is the guitarist and lead singer. Taya, sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. Campbell is the bassist, and the drummer's name is Ada Juarez. And they're from different states, so they're from Georgia, Florida, and New Jersey, and they basically meet and collaborate via YouTube.
That's
Oh,
fucking-
interesting.
That sounds
And-
complicated as shit.
And it is here. This is what they look like. And I just recently found them.
Is that our hair?
Yeah,
Holy shit.
yeah.
Very pink.
I just recently
It's very-
very pink.
I love it.
found out about them, and they have a song called
Meet me at the altar.
Garden that just released, and it's really fucking good, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys gotta go give that a listen because that's really
What
good.
kind of music would you
I've
describe
never
it
heard
as?
of
They're
that.
pop punk.
Like
Okay.
being
They're a
different
pop-punk
states.
band.
That's really cool.
And you
Yeah.
collaborate via YouTube?
Yeah.
How do they collaborate
That's
via
like-
YouTube?
Anything?
What are the features on YouTube that would allow you to do that?
I would imagine you just upload it privately, or there's a certain thing you can do where it's private. No one else can see it unless you have the link. So, like, if I uploaded a video of me playing guitar
Oh.
and said, hey, write to this,
And
here's
what
the
they
link,
what they probably do is they probably record each in their own studios
and
respectively.
then send it.
And then they send it, and then either one of them does it, or they have an engineer.
That just sounds way too complicated for me.
You
Yeah.
think so?
But it
Yeah,
works
if we're
for
in 3
them.
different fucking states, fuck no.
It works for
If it
them.
works,
If, no,
then
hey,
it
God bless
works.
them. If it works for them,
'Cause
God
they
bless
have-
them. Because fuck that, though.
Let me see how many monthly
a lazy
listeners
prick.
they have
Yeah.
on Spotify.
Fuck you. You're like, yeah, you kind of are.
They have 52,146 monthly listeners.
So obviously
yeah.
it works.
If it works
It
for them,
obviously
God
does
bless
work.
them.
Clearly it works, and each of them they're very big on social media. They
Right.
they're doing really well for themselves, man.
That's
Fuck.
great.
Hell yeah, bro.
What states did you say they were from?
New Jersey.
Florida, New Jersey, and Georgia.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh man,
That's fucking Georgia and Florida are close, but New Jersey
dang.
Which
that's
means
far.
that whenever they have to meet up to do stuff, they have
That
to
bitch gotta
fly out
or drive.
or drive. But I'd fly out.
Yeah, probably. But that's expensive.
Yeah,
That
that
is
is
we complain
expensive.
about
Like-
an hour drive,
What?
and we complain
takes a
about
lot of
Yeah,
an
but
hour
that's
money.
drive.
well. Granted, one, Texas is huge.
They're dedicated,
They are dedicated. They have more money, obviously, to buy a plane ticket.
obviously.
Obviously.
But I wonder how far it is from Florida. Let's just say Florida, Tampa, Florida, to New Jersey. That's a fucking drive.
24 hours.
Way more than that. Google, look it up. That's
Look it-
way more. How much you say? Hold on. What do you think?
All right, my bet is 24 hours.
What are you, Dominique?
I'm really
Don't
thinking
go
about
blank
it.
face on me. How many hours?
I don't think 24. Maybe like 17, 18.
Oh
no,
shit, that's
I
low.
think 36. 36 hours.
You said to New Jersey?
Yeah.
I
from
think if
Tampa,
my geography is
Florida
correct,
to
I'm
New
trying
Jersey.
to have a map in my head, but
Because I'm thinking that's not a day drive.
you said Tampa to New
I don't
Jersey.
know. Watch us be all wrong.
It's like 4 hours, guys. What the fuck?
It's 15 hours.
Oh,
Fuck.
who's the closest? Who
Oh,
was
this
the
is like
closest?
the Price is Right. She would have been right.
The
Fuck.
price. It's
She got
1,000. It's 1,095.7 miles.
Fuck. 15
Yeah.
hours. That's not bad.
Wow.
That is not bad.
Why did I think 36 hours?
Yeah, I'm like,
what
it's
the hell?
I thought
definitely
it may-
not
I
that
thought it
long.
might-
How
I
slow
knew
are
it was
you
nowhere near
driving?
24.
I thought it might take a couple
Hell yeah.
days.
A couple days.
Yeah. I don't know. Granted, I've never driven across the fucking country, so I don't know. Lane, get
Oh.
the fuck out of here.
Oh,
This is the second
Lord.
podcast in a row.
He escaped the kennel again.
They're-
Did he really?
Yep.
Do you put him in the kennel?
Yep.
They're ready
Dude,
for their
out.
second
Go.
interview.
I didn't
Nope,
lock him
no.
in there though. That's why they got in.
Oh my
It's
God.
funny how they just
Hey,
bust the door
if
down.
you guys are gonna stay in here, you guys have to sit down.
Y'all need to.
Hey,
fucking
They're
You
not
wanna-
gonna sit.
You want to go get a bath? I'm gonna give you a bath. You ready? Come on. Let's go get a bath.
Ooh, Bear's excited.
Let's go get a bath. No, they don't like baths.
Oh my God.
Let's go get a bath. You ready? Come on. Bath time. Shower time. My favorite time.
Oh
Hit
my
his
God.
head.
Come on. Shower time.
Wow.
We're very
This is
professional with
complete
dogs.
chaos.
Yeah. Dude, you need to put a fucking lock on that door.
I love this place.
I hate this place. I hate it here.
Well, this is my house, so I like
I still hate it here. Even though it's my home away from home. What the fuck were we talking about? They threw me off.
Tampa,
I
Florida.
can't work like this anymore.
I can't work under these conditions.
Dogs coming in the room and shit.
I don't know, man. Some good shit, bro. Some.
Open a
What
fans
were we
only.
talking about?
Well, we were talking about
Florida.
the drive from Florida to New Jersey.
Oh yeah.
But
so
anyways,
stupid.
shout out to Meet Me at the Altar, good band. Shout out
Yeah.
to Sincere
Yeah.
Engineer, good band. I think we'll put their links to their music down at the bottom of this
Thanks for the reminder.
description, so that way we can, promote some of these people that we were talking about on the
Yeah, I'll
show.
totally do that.
I have a coworker who does rap music.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Is he on anything?
He's on, I think, on everything pretty much. He goes by Nappy Z.
Napa
Nappy
Z.
Yeah, and he has.
Napa Z.
I
Yo,
believe, I
you
don't know if it's
taking
an
hard
album or
naps
an
in here?
EP, but it's called "Allow Me to Introduce Myself." I listened to it a few days ago. If you're into the whole
what did you
rapping
think?
about.
How was it?
So my personal opinion, I like the musicality of it. The lyrics aren't.
Your favorite, maybe?
Yeah. So
Is it
the
like
thing,
with
the
the
thing.
flicky
So
real sticky
So the rap music that people are doing, it's like, okay, it's basically it's a lot of like rapping about drugs, sex, money,
Cocaine
and,
ruin your brain.
know,
Yeah.
and
Please don't do cocaine.
Yeah.
like luxuries that people, even if you don't really have them, you're like rapping about these things. So the lyrics I ignore, or I try to, but I really like the beat and the music, the sounds.
Mm-hmm.
So
I really wanna hear this
not
artist
to
now.
not
Yeah,
to
no.
knock
What is he
down
talking
rap
about?
music, not to knock down rap music, but like if I listen to rap, I usually listen to rap music in a language that I'm not fluent
I
in
wonder
yet,
I wonder what he's singing
because
about.
I can only I
NyQuil,
purely
NyQuil,
like
Go, night,
purely
night,
focus
motherfucker.
on the I listen
everything
to
in
rap music that I in languages that I'm not fluent in yet.
You
'cause
said
I can,
that. I don't know if you said that in like private conversation or on a podcast. I remember you saying that.
Yeah, because that way instead of the lyrics, I focus purely on
On
the
the
sound of
music?
and the music.
That's
But anyway,
really cool.
but Nappy
Good for you. I
Z,
couldn't do that
yeah.
Nappy Z, his new album out. Allow me to introduce myself. It's actually really good if y'all are into that.
I'm gonna
We're
definitely.
in
My
it.
My other coworker, C Punch, he goes by C Punch. He's featured on a track there. It's called Fur.
shit.
But he also does his own thing. So Nappy Z and C Punch, y'all check them
Shout
out.
out.
Oh, yeah, bro. Well-
C Punch, right?
You guys got any more music you want to talk about?
The Deftones came out with a new album.
Called Ohms.
Very quickly. I didn't think it would they released their single and I was like, oh, it's gonna come out maybe in a couple months. No, it
So
dropped.
I listened to that full record front to back. It's good.
Yeah.
I think that there's nothing in particular that stands out to me. Like there's not anything that I'm like, oh, like yeah, this is it
a
right
song.
here. But I think as a whole, the record is a good listen. It's a nice listen to listen in the car too.
Yeah. I'm a big Deftones fan. Obviously, I'm wearing a fucking Around the Fur T-shirt.
Yeah.
That's their album.
Dang.
One of their albums in the
When
90s.
was the last time they released? No. before this?
2015, 2016.
Yeah.
I think the album was called Gore. That was a pretty
Gore?
good album.
This one's called Ohms, right?
Yeah.
Ohms.
The single was good.
OHMS.
I can't recall was the single called Ohms too?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good single. I liked it.
Tool has a new album.
Do they really?
No, they don't.
I was gonna say I would have known. Tool doesn't just pump out albums like that.
The only album they have that was last year was called Fear Inoculum.
That one was pretty good, but their fucking songs were long as shit.
Yeah, they're awesome. That's why.
I'm aware.
I remember they have I think like 3 songs on Guitar Hero
Fuck yeah.
World Tour. The game I think came out like 2008 or something. I used to play
Don't
that
make me
all the
feel
time. And I'm older than you.
Shush.
You suck.
And I remember when I would play the Tool songs, I only played them when they came up like on the career mode or whatever it's called on Guitar Hero because their song is so long and I didn't like playing their songs.
Right.
But now it isn't so long to me. But I just remembered that when you said their songs are so long, it just
No, well,
automatically
some of their songs
it
are
took
long.
me
but
back
that
to when
album-
I would play their songs on Guitar Hero.
Their last album was fucking long, like 12
Like
minute
I'd be
songs.
playing the game and I would just like not be having fun.
You're like, I'm
anymore.
not even having fun anymore.
You just.
Bring
just
Me the
doing that.
Horizon dropped a new song called
Oh, yeah?
Teardrops.
How's that? I didn't hear that.
It was good.
Yeah.
I feel like Bring Me the Horizon are a very interesting band because they've chosen to like not just follow the same norms that everybody else wants them to, and like so like when they started out, they were like a metalcore band, like hell.
Kind of got softer and softer.
They got softer. They made this. The last record was kind of a little poppy or whatever, but like
What album was that?
I
Is that
don't
the
know.
Happy Song album?
No, that's
That was. I didn't like that album when it came out, and then it kind of grew on me.
yeah. Let's see. They have. Yeah, That's That Spirit was in 2015.
That one was all right. I
Then
like
they
that
have
one.
2004 through 2013. I don't know what that is. Then they have Amo,
I don't know that one.
which is the one with that song Mantra, Medicine, a couple of others.
I only started listening to them when Sepultura, I think that's how you say it, came out. I really liked that album. That album was the shit. That was the peak.
When
to
was
me.
that released?
2011, 12,
Yeah, I think so.
something like that.
But they're cool, man. They like it's kind of neat to see this band that was once like a metalcore band go into like a more like pop rock, but still have their little influences. Because he still does they still do like heavy guitar shit, and
Which I like.
Yeah, it's
Which is
neat.
why I didn't like Spirit at first. That album.
It's just nice to see bands that were a specific genre be able to grow and do new things and people
Doo-doo.
and still respect
Childish.
and
I'm
still
so
be,
stupid.
and still be well liked for it,
Yeah,
Everyone,
it's really hard, like when you have those fans at first.
speak into the microphone, please.
It's really hard when you have those fans. Sorry, when you have those fans at first, and then you just try to transition to different kinds of music.
And they backstab you.
Yeah.
I've
know.
seen that happen to some bands that I'm into, especially Paramore, because their latest album like is so much different from their other things.
I love it.
I remember watching like reviews of it on YouTube when people were reviewing, they'd be like, "No, this isn't Paramore," just because it didn't sound like
Yeah, but-
Riot or.
But do you really want people
Brand
to
New
play the
Eyes.
same thing? I don't want to hear the same shit for the next 20 years.
I think some people do.
I mean,
I
yeah,
think some people definitely do, but then I think it's okay to go out of what you're normally
Yeah.
used to doing and then come back. And then go out again and then come back.
you got to try new things. That's all I'm saying. And the artists that you grew up with are not going to be the same.
It also depends on the.
agree.
It also depends
You've
on
got
the
to
band.
you've got to stop treating bands and musicians as fucking robots that are only going to play what it is you like. Like they're going to do new shit. Let
It's a
them do
hot
it.
take right now.
The hot take.
Let them do.
The hot take.
I know. Let them
That's the
do
new name of the podcast.
new shit, bro. Because fuck that. It's annoying. It's annoying to listen.
Well, I think it depends on the band because like Slipknot, they experimented. Like the first album was very kind of experimental, and then the second album was kind of more their style, and the third album was very sort of in the middle between the first album and the second album, and then they kind of found their niche around
yeah.
All Hope Is Gone.
But I think that
So I'm just saying it depends on the
Yeah.
band.
and that's fair. I just think that people need to lay off artists sometimes because it's like, dude, they're
It's very confining.
they're humans and like they're not fucking.
Sometimes you gotta try different shit.
Yeah, they
Play
gotta
a banjo
grow.
every once in a while.
and sometimes I think people like just need to give things a chance. I think a lot of people come into new stuff and immediately just hate it, and it's like okay, like the Bring Me the Horizon albums. It's like, all right, sure, I get it. Not everybody likes that they do pop stuff, but like, give it a second, it'll grow on you. Give it a minute, it'll be fine.
I don't know. I think it just I'm kind of that way. So I mean, I'm guilty of saying it's not what they used to. I'm very guilty about that, just because that's just I know that's how I am.
Maybe it's because, I mean, I understand because it's like, okay, you get memories from music, you know, middle school and stuff, and then this band changes. But, I mean, people grow, you know?
Yeah, I think I'm more like I'm all about growth, and so when I see, even if I'm like, yeah, it's completely different from what I liked them for, I'm still like, nah, dude, I support this because this is fucking cool, and I can find, even if I don't like the whole album as a whole, I can find one song, you know. And then really, at the end of the day, I think that's what a lot of musicians that are like stars and like making music, you know, I think that's what they need. They need just you to like one song. You don't have to like the whole record, just like one of them.
I think as long as you can like one song, I think that's something.
Yeah.
Sometimes I try to put myself in their position, the artist's position, when they put out some music that doesn't sound exactly how like what they were doing before. I think it would hurt, like especially on whatever inspired the album. If maybe like if it's a traumatic experience or something, you put out this piece of artwork that's expressing, you know, what you went through, and people are like, "Oh, I hate this. This is trash." Like that would be pretty tough on that person, especially if that person's a little emotionally sensitive. And it doesn't have to be like negative, you know.
You're
I'm not saying
emotionally sensitive.
Yeah.
but I'm just saying like. I just try to put myself in the artist's position when people are bashing on their stuff for really no reason other than that they don't like it just because it's not the same.
I think if you don't have a reason, I feel like you have less. I feel like you don't really know why you don't like it.
Exactly.
But like when mumble rap started becoming big, like with Post Malone, I didn't really like him. I didn't really like the music. But then once I started to like listen to it more and kind of understand this is very vibey. It's not necessarily about like the lyrics or the fucking whatever. It's more about just the vibe. And once I started to understand that, I'm like, okay, I can get down with this.
Yeah, I think some people are not, or I think a good number of people are not really so much interested in like
the lyrics,
meaning and messages. And things. Some people just want to fucking feel good for
it depends
whatever
on
minutes.
the individual, whatever you like.
Yeah,
that's what you're gonna go for.
Even if the guy's just going, hey. Yeah.
If you just want to vibe, then you're gonna vibe with that.
Go for it.
Yeah, that's what's up.
But I mean, I think people should keep an open mind because you don't know what you're missing out on.
Yeah, you might find something.
Cocaine ruin your brain.
That's a really good way
like
to
when
put
I
it.
listen to punk music, I'm pretty like, yeah, let's go. But when I'm like listening to Post Malone,
when I'm listening to punk, I want
to
destroy shit.
Exactly. It's just
Yeah.
about
Flag
I feel like it's the moment, how you feel.
I will say with punk, I go very old school, like Black Flag and
That's
Rancid and
old school.
Old school punk.
I like Fever 333.
I was
They're-
that girl.
They're an awesome band.
Fall Out Boy.
I haven't heard them in years though.
I'm talking like real, like the Misfits.
The real. I mean, I used to listen to other musicians, but it started with Fall Out Boy. Because they were like that bridge. They were like the bridge between like pop and like rock or whatever. Like they were that little stepping stool up there.
Let me ask you something. What's a band that you have discovered, or individual, or I'll say band. What's a band that you've discovered that maybe you haven't listened to in a long time, or you discovered and you maybe didn't like it first, but turns out you liked?
The Used.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the Taste of Ink. That. Oh my god, I love that song.
Used.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you?
I don't know because I like pretty much everything. There's not a band I don't like,
Dominique?
except for Blackville Brides.
I liked them when they first came out. They were hard.
It was like what band that I didn't like at first and now I do like?
Yeah, or like a band you really necessarily wouldn't give a chance to, but then you listen to more, and then you've come around to them.
Five Finger Death Punch.
I like Five Finger Death Punch.
I wasn't a huge fan of their like jock music style, and then one day I had to listen to them because we were driving somewhere and we basically had no Wi-Fi, so I had or no like internet service.
So you had to listen to him.
So
he was forced.
In my car,
he was being tortured.
In my car, I have a it's like Sirius radio, whatever. It's like you can use satellite radio.
You have satellite radio?
Yeah, in my car.
Jesus Christ!
And they were playing a live.
All right, Richie Rich over here.
They were playing an entire concert on radio, and I got to listen to it, and I had to hear it like a bunch of times, and now I like it.
I don't know. For me, I kind of listen to the same thing over and over, so I don't really have like a people that I
had listened to like maybe one or two songs.
So I can't really answer that question that you asked.
Well, that's okay. I was just thinking about it because I know that for me, like I had listened to like one or two Misfit songs, between now and like 10 years ago, and I really like rediscovered like Walk Among Us and a bunch of other songs or a bunch of other albums, and I really come to like them, love them.
Yeah,
they're great. They're the shit.
Well, if we have nothing else to talk about, we can end this one. Somewhat early.
I was gonna say, were any of you fans of Van Halen?
Yes.
Dominique?
I've heard of him before, but I wasn't really following his career.
Chandler?
Same.
I like some of their songs.
So Eddie Van Halen died a couple weeks ago.
I heard about that.
We're kind of late to it, but yeah, he passed away. He was a great guitar
Do you know
player.
what he died of?
It was either throat cancer or I know it was cancer.
That's sad.
I believe. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But the guy was an amazing guitar god. He could do shit. He could do shit with the guitar that like I'd never really understood. But
dude, we gotta start paying attention to people when you see the signs like somebody might do suicide or something. Like you gotta see that, man. Like.
He didn't die of suicide.
No. I don't mean that.
Really? I understand, Chandler, but this is so random.
No. I was just thinking.
Why are you saying this, Chandler?
I was thinking about that.
Is there?
It's because I've been thinking about all these famous people that have died in the past couple of years, and I was like, obviously he didn't kill himself. I'm just saying that, like,
right.
I was just thinking about
what are you hinting at, Chandler?
I was saying about like Chester Bennington like it's like people like that's like fuck, man. We gotta pay.
These are like epic people.
Yeah, we gotta pay attention to fucking people that are like like. Come on, man!
Like these amazing art, like just even I'll go back far, like Kurt Cobain, Chris Cornell.
We got to see some of these. We got to see this. Like I think something that gets overlooked a lot.
Amy Winehouse
is the mental health of artists and like whatever. It's like, dude, these people like struggle with all kinds of shit, and like maybe somebody should fucking try to help them.
I think it's hard. Like
I
the
feel
lead
bad
singer's
about the
disease
Amy
is
Winehouse
hard.
thing because the Amy Winehouse when you mentioned her, and I watched the like documentary.
Was it called Amy?
Yeah, on Netflix.
Her boyfriend killed her.
Like.
What?
Not literally. I mean, like the fact that
who was her boyfriend?
This white guy that just basically kept like pushing her to do drugs and to do bad shit.
Well, she died from quitting alcohol cold turkey.
Wait, that's
I'm pretty sure.
Yes, that's a thing.
She died from quitting alcohol.
Dogs are gonna come back in.
I thought she died from drug overdose.
No,
she died in her sleep or something, right?
No. I don't know if she died in her sleep, but I'm not certain. But I believe that she died from trying to quit alcohol and then died. Because she would wake up every day and just consume.
Hey,
and if you do that for X amount of years and you just stop, that can kill you.
She did a lot of
That's why you have to like wean yourself
what I was
off
saying
of
is that it's sad to me because, the star status that she gained where she was like super famous and all that, apparently she didn't want that. She just wanted to sing at small like
died of
jazz
alcohol
clubs,
poisoning.
So I feel bad that she was thrust into that lifestyle that she didn't really want. She wasn't made for that.
That's what they say about Kurt Cobain.
When I listen to her music, I think about that, and it's like it's very tragic.
Is that he didn't really want Nirvana to be this huge mainstream giant band, and then once it blew up, he kind of had a hard time coping.
Well,
with
there was a lot of documentaries, and Dave Grohl has said it himself that he was like Kurt Cobain has only ever and had always only been about music.
Right.
He didn't care about the fandom or any of that shit. I mean, not to say he wasn't appreciative. I'm sure he was, but it's like. For him, it was just a band that he made.
He didn't care if it blew up, if they sold 100,000 records or 100.
But I think that we need to pay attention more to people.
I agree.
Not even just artists. I think people, man. We've seen too many people go through too much like mental health shit and fucked up, and it's like, dude, we gotta start paying attention to our.
My thing is you can be like Chris Cornell in front of these giant stages and of people, and you could still feel like alone. The dogs are growling outside of the door, and it's scaring me.
It's worrying me a little bit too because I'm right here.
We can't just assume just because these people are huge and famous that they're living like the best life, like because clearly they're not.
That's what I was telling you on the way up here. I was like, money doesn't buy happiness.
Yeah.
I mean, I still think that money will get rid of most of my stress.
But
you think that money will get rid of most of your stress?
Yeah, most of the stress. I think it would.
How so?
Like, bills, a house, financial.
I mean, yes,
overall.
That's different.
And I mean, yes, that gets rid of stress for sure. But I don't think that me having all the money in the world would solve my problems.
True, but would I rather be
wouldn't be
depressed
sustainable
and
happiness.
broke or depressed and rich?
But either way, you're still depressed. So it doesn't fix it.
I believe that money will solve all my problems. And
okay.
Because my happiness comes from somewhere else. And like if I was very, very rich right now, like not even just me, because I'm not just thinking about myself, like my family. Like,
I'm just saying. Let's just say you, as an individual.
Oh, then yeah, I would be fine with a lot of money and no friends.
Yeah.
I don't
see. You say that now, but I don't think it.
Okay, well, I can only speak hypothetically. You about to give me billions of dollars or what?
No, I
if I had billions of dollars, I would not be here, ma'am.
Daniel stepped backwards. He said, "Whoa."
No, I
second podcast and
I think
fucking
that
happened.
I think that if I had a ton of money, probably not, because there are other things in my life that has happened that have affected me more, and no amount of money would be able to solve that problem for me.
I feel like you have to be happy within before you can.
Yeah, I think
because you can see like the poorest person be very happy, and you can see very rich people being miserable.
And usually it is like that. Like poor people do tend to be happier, but like I feel like that comes from the lack of money. You have to be there for your family. You have to like.
You think that people are unhappy because?
No, not like that. Like, as in, you find other ways to do things.
I think. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. I think that.
My goodness, Daniel. I wasn't expecting that.
I think the thing is that material and monetary value and anything material wealth is not going to give you satisfaction. It's just a means to keep yourself going. Like you've got to, and I think that that's the same mentality people have for big giant artists. Is that look at them, they're fucking huge and rich. They should be fine. Clearly not, because they're struggling with things that people are just continuously criticizing.
And what I think people do is you get in this giant band where you have to do like the meet and greets and you have to go to these concerts, and you almost kind of force yourself to do it. And even if you don't want to do it, you'll go buy like this $100,000 mansion or $1 million mansion. I wish you could find a mansion for $100,000.
I know.
But no, I feel like you buy things to justify doing what you're doing, just to go, okay, well, fuck, I don't really want to do this, but I'm going to go buy that fucking Bentley tomorrow. Okay, fuck, I'll keep going.
I think you might not have all the money in the world, but I think if your goal is to, and that's fine if you have a different opinion. I just personally think that if your goal is to just try to have money and that will solve whatever, like, of course it's going to solve bills and monetary and material issues, but it's not going to solve things that you have inside yourself that's going to, like,
Well, here's one thing that everyone can find happiness in Jesus Christ.
No.
Let me go down the... Oh, sorry.
Moving on.
Thank you, Chandler.
I was going to go on a huge preach.
But I mean, to each their own. I just think that for me personally, it's like, no, I think that I think no amount of money would ever really make me feel like it would make me feel good, but it wouldn't solve any internal issues that I may or may not have. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, I think there is a point to what Dominique is saying. I feel like it is, it depends on who it is. Me personally, I don't think it would ever happen. But if Dominique thinks that she would be very happy and all her bullshit would go away if she was rich, then maybe.
The thing is, you don't know what makes me unhappy. So
no, you're right.
Having all the money,
you're right,
would solve the things that make me unhappy.
Well, what makes you unhappy?
Oh, well.
Let's get into it. Let's unpack some shit. Let's get close. Let's get close. As I proceed to touch her foot with my foot.
No. I mean, it's a good conversation.
That's why I'm in the corner over here.
It's a good.
I don't deal with that.
It's a good conversation to have. The idea. I mean, I think the ability to be.
I want all the money.
Yeah.
You want all the money?
She's like, I'm trying to get all these hoes.
Yeah.
Give me all the money.
Fuck yeah.
I want millions and billions of dollars.
Millions and billions.
I think I'd be good with millions.
Me too.
I think I would just be good just being able to afford something.
a nice, comfortable life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Agreed.
I don't care about making millions. I just want to have enough to provide for the people that are in my life and for myself.
This
I
is-
probably would never actually have millions of dollars.
This
just
is
saying.
this is what I'd
I
say.
would
If I
like
can have a
to.
house, a nice house with a pool, I'm good.
I just want to be able to provide for myself and like everybody in my family.
Same.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
Or at least
I
And
can respect
medical
that.
things, like pay for it, all surgeries and stuff that needs to be like,
Yeah.
I can respect that.
you know.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a good conversation to have. I think talking about mental health is an important conversation that should be addressed more in today's society, because I feel like we've become very much so like fuck everybody else and only
Right.
focus on ourselves, and it's like sometimes you gotta have somebody fucking talk to you about your shit, man.
You're right. Now I'm gonna tell everybody, get out of bed, pussy. Stop being a bitch.
Yeah, to go do something.
Yeah.
You know, whatever.
Or don't.
Yeah. Or don't.
Or don't. Well, that was a good way to end this podcast on a downer.
On a downer.
But anyways,
Fuck you all. Goodbye.
No, I'm just kidding. I think this is the 4th podcast, so thanks for listening
Thanks
to
for
us,
Sticking around.
sticking around, and keep sharing this. And we're gonna be doing stuff. I'm gonna be starting a Twitch at some point, so whenever this is released, I think I might do it that weekend.
What is the name of the Twitch?
It's under Dog's Tale. I think it's just Dog's Tale.
Just Dog's Tale?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Well, our Facebook and Instagram is Dog's Tale at Houston.
it is
H-
Dog's Tale
HTX.
HTX.
XTX.
So follow us Instagram, Facebook. I'll be doing Twitch soon. And we've got some other stuff coming. We're working on some other things, trying to figure some stuff out. But
Coming down.
yeah. Well, all right. We
Until then,
appreciate
people.
it. All right. Bye.
Goodbye.
See y'all.